This is the worst airport experience of my fucking life by far. This is our last night in Barcelona. I was leaving literally the next day. This was the night that I had some bad seafood. And let me tell you, the seafood was a terrible fucking idea. That night I had some oysters. These oysters tasted a little funky. The next morning I wake up and I feel like absolute shit. I am extremely nauseous. I feel gross, and our flight is in like 4 hours. We finish packing up, and then we fucking go to the airport, and then on the way there, in the car, I'm like trying to breathe fresh air through the window, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm nauseous. We get to the airport, we're on the check-in line. The like lady for the airline comes up and talks to us, and like when you travel internationally, you're trying to go back, they like have someone grills you for a minute. Not like grills you, it's kind of like a friendly grilling, where they're just like asking questions like, oh, what did you do in here? What did you do on your trip? Where did you go? What did you do? Did you enjoy it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm fucking zoned the fuck out because I'm nauseous. I feel like shit. I like hate everything in my life right now. I'm like, why am I sick like on the flight back? And then she turns to me, she's like, did you like Barcelona? And I look at her and I'm like, I'm about to fucking barf. So then I just like look at her and I was like, I'm sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. So like I like walk out of the line, run to the bathroom and like gag myself trying to throw up. Nothing comes out. I get back, we have to like re-enter the check-in line, but it was fast. It wasn't super busy. We get to security and there's like a long ass security line and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm probably gonna barf at some point on this line. 30 minutes pass, I feel like shit, but I haven't barfed yet. Getting to the end of the security line, there's like 10 people in front of us. We just got up to the conveyor belt, so I took off my shoes, my phone, my backpack, my bags. I put them in the little fucking boxes. I'm like, let's get it. We're almost at the home stretch, but there's still a few people in front of us. And then it hits and I'm like, oh, not good. I like run to the nearest guard and it was this lady. Of course, like everyone I've run into in Spain and France so far has spoken English. Of course, this lady's the first one that doesn't. I run up to her and I'm like, I have to vomit. Cause like I have to get through security to get to the bathroom. Like there's no way for me to get out of this line or else I'm gonna have to throw up on the floor or like in the trash can behind me. And I'm like, I can't throw up publicly in this space because they will not let me on that fucking plane. And I run up to the security, I'm like, I have to vomit. And she goes, And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, hablo inglés? And she's like, no. And I'm like, I have to vomit. And she turns to me, she goes, electronic? She was thinking I was talking about like how you need to remove your electronics out of your bag. And I'm like, no, I have to vomit, barf, throw up. And she's still confused, just looking at me like, And then I start going, blah, 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 vomit. I'm like panicking now because like it's mounting. And then she just points like through the security barrier, like the scanner thingy to like her other coworker or whatever. I just run through it to this guy and I'm like, I have to vomit. I'm like yelling this now because I'm in the middle of like a fucking crowd and it's like the TSA checkpoint, but I don't give a shit because I'm about to vomit. I run through that security checkpoint and this guy like stops me and tells me to put out my hands. And I'm like, what the fuck? He does like the bomb thingy where like they put the pad on you, on your hand and like scan. And I'm like, I have to vomit. And he rubs it on my hands and I kind of like push past him and just like sprint away. I run to the bathroom. I fucking vomit. I vomit so hard. I vomit like 4 times, like 8 pounds of fucking vomit. I see my last 6 meals in that vomit. It was despicable. I vomit so hard, my nostrils explode, mucus and blood. I give myself a nosebleed. That is how hard I vomit. It is disgusting. I fucking ruined that toilet. I'm probably vomiting for like 7 or 8 minutes. It's so bad. I get out of the bathroom, I wash my mouth and my face, and I'm like, I feel better, but I still feel like absolute shit. I realize I'm in this bathroom. I don't know how far away from the security checkpoint because I was running, trying to find a bathroom. I'm in my socks because I took off my shoes at the security checkpoint. I do not have my phone. I do not have my passport. I do not have any of my bags. I am literally wearing the clothes on my back and my socks. And people just watch me sprint through the fucking airport in my socks, go to this bathroom, just vomit my brains out. And I'm like, fuck. Fortunately, I find Sean like out in like a waiting area not too far away with all of my stuff. And I was like, thank God I found you. And he's like, dude, I was panicking. He's like, after you ran away, I gathered all our stuff and then I sent you a text and I heard like the buzz of your phone in your bag that I have. And I was like, fuck me. I have no idea where he is. So fortunately, found him pretty quick. And that part didn't fuck us over. On the flight, I vomited like 4 more times. And I had diarrhea several times. 8-hour flight back. Fucking horrendous. The worst time on the plane was actually the first time I vomited. 45 minutes pass. We wait to get boarded. We get on the plane. We're seated. Bags are up there. Seatbelts on. I'm like, okay, I don't have to move anymore. I was like, I should be good from now on. I'm just gonna focus on like existing here. Fucking, they start taxiing, right? They unlatch the thingy. The plane starts backing up. It starts like driving. And then I'm like, oh. Round two, motherfucker. I get up from my seat. I sprint up to the front of the plane because like I'm in the extra leg section, which is like right behind like first class. And you know how first class, they have like those like gated thingies because they're like, yeah, you're poor, don't come up to this side. I fucking sprint up. I rip that shit off the door. I go in there. The flight attendant turns and sees me and they're like, sir, you have to go back to your, and I'm just holding my mouth and I go, mm-mm. And they're like, oh, right there. I fucking rip open that door. I close it. I vomit again. Despicable, horrendous. I'm like in the plane. The plane is like moving. It's like driving and I'm vomiting. So I like lose balance and I fall backwards and slam my head against the door. And it's like, I'm big, I'm heavy, and these bathrooms are small. So it's like I crumble to the floor, flailing and hitting everything. And I'm sure it's very loud. And then I just hear someone frantically knocking on the door and they're like, sir, are you okay? Are you okay, sir? Are you okay? I can't respond because I'm still vomiting. And they just keep knocking really hard. And then after like a minute, like my vomit's settling down, I'm just like sitting on the floor, like crumpled. I'm like, what have my life decisions been to exist at this point? I'm like, this is fucking horrible. This is horrendous. And I just hear the intercom go like, attention passengers, for us to continue taxiing and actually take off, we're going to need every passenger to please return to their seat. They were talking about me. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was hoping to like sit there and rest for a few more minutes. I was like, I gotta get up and face the situation now. I like get up, I wash off, I open the door. There's like 3 attendants huddled in a circle around my door, just like looking worried as fuck at me. One of them is holding a bag and a ginger ale and they like hand it to me. I'm like, thank you so much. And they're like, do you need to get off the plane? I was like, no, I just had some bad seafood last night. And they're like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you're okay? It's like, this is gonna be your last chance to get off the plane before we like depart. And I was like, yeah, I just get motion sickness on planes all the time. Like, this is very, very normal. I was not getting off that plane. I was like, I'm not going to be fucking sick and stay here in Barcelona. I'd rather just stay sick and get the fuck home because I feel horrific. And I was like, no, this is normal. I just barf on the planes all the time. I'm good. I'm totally good. They let me go back to their seat. This one lady eyed me up like, motherfucker, have you not been noticing me be like the talk of the plane, like sprinting up and down these aisles, collapsing on floor, barfing on, like literally holding up the plane. Everyone was staring at me when I came out of the bath. They knew who had not been at their seat. It was fucking me. Give me a fucking break. There's this one flight attendant who's a real dick. They brought the meal around and I couldn't eat because I was like, I'm just gonna vomit this up. I was just drinking water the whole flight and I was fucking starving. And then he gives me the meal and then I was just like, hey, I was like, is there any way I could like store this for later potentially? I was like, because I'm extremely nauseous. And this motherfucker goes, nah, you could just keep it. Thanks, bitch. That helps me a lot. And then a little bit later, I asked the same flight attendant. It's not the one from when I was in the bathroom before. That one was very nice to me. This one, a little later, I asked him, I was like, hey, is there something like just like bread or like neutral crackers or saltines that I could eat? I was like, because I just need something like in my stomach now, but like I need something like neutral because I am extremely nauseous and I've thrown up. And this guy goes, yeah, well, you might have something like in our snack cart if you want to like come to the back and check it out. Has anyone ever been asked by a flight attendant to come back with them to check something out? Have you ever been on a flight where everything has not been just like delivered to you on a fucking cart? Like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I'm not fucking getting up unless I have to vomit. And I was like, go fuck yourself, dude. He wants to check you out for real, for real. Maybe, I don't know. That guy was a fucking prick. I was having the fucking worst flight of my life and that guy did not make it any better. I did nap for a few hours on it, so thankfully that got by, but I barfed a couple more times. I had diarrhea a few times. Definitely pissed off some people with how long I took in the bathroom. But yeah, and that was the end to my fucking trip.